Are you trying to sing high with power? Well, I'm going to tell you, you're probably thinking about it the wrong way. And how do I know this? Because I used to think about it the wrong way. My name is Jim. I'm a professional singer for over 30 years and a professional vocal coach for over 20 years. And during that time, I used to really try to sing with power. And I used to push a lot and strain a lot. Now, I could get up to high notes, but it was with a lot of effort, a lot of strain, and a lot of times losing my voice. Probably the biggest lesson that I've ever had to learn from singing is power does not come from pushing. The problem with this is there's a lot of vocal coaches out there that you watch YouTube videos all the time about guys talking about support and this pushing, and there's all this kind of effortful talking around singing with the diaphragm and push with the belly and all these things. And once I got away from thinking like that, the power just came. So when you're thinking of, like, some of the greatest singers in rock have a lot of power, but when you really listen to them, the power is not coming from muscling their way through it and struggling and pushing their voice all up in their throat. They would never get through, number one, they would never get through a whole gig like that. Number two, they would never get through a whole tour like that, versus even a whole career. So they understand what I'm about to tell you is that power comes from resonance. True power in singing comes from resonance, not from struggling, not from pushing. Once you figure out how to get good resonance in your voice, then the power just comes. It comes naturally. And how did I learn this? Well, because I was struggling with my voice for a long time. I had COVID in December 2021. That really wrecked my voice. And then from COVID, I got Hashimoto's, which is a low thyroid. And that, again, further destroyed my voice. Throughout all of that time, I was watching YouTube videos trying to push and force and shout my way through songs. And none of this was working. So I decided to take a step back. Actually, probably 10 steps back. And sometimes with our voice, and I tell my students this a lot of times because almost everybody has the same problem. You have to take 10 steps back and really think about what you're doing with your voice and try to figure out how to sing lighter and more efficiently so that you can produce the power that you're after. So I know all of this, me talking about this doesn't really do you any good. So what I want to do with you is to kind of demonstrate that you can develop power in a higher range. Unlike some vocal coaches will tell you, you can't grow the voice from a head voice perspective. From from a note like that. They'll say, you can't grow this voice like this. And I'll say, yes, you can. Okay, now that's not really high, right? But that's power up in a high range. So let's take something that goes up to E5. One of the greatest power singers that you can think of, right, is Bruce Dickinson. But does he muscle his way through songs? Well, let's listen to Run to the Hills. Let's just listen to the chorus. And we're going to try to take those notes, and you're going to sing with me in a light head voice, and we're going to try to grow through that, right? Now, there's a few things that I'm going to be doing that you probably go, well, this doesn't seem to work, right? And there's things that I'm doing that I can't really get into it all on this video, but if you want to know more, there's links down below if you want to work with me. Right now, we're just going to go through, we're going to listen to these notes, and we're going to take it from a light head voice perspective. So let's listen. Run to the hills. Okay, so that's the first part, not very high. Run to the hills. Right, it's very light, isn't it? Run to the hills. Run. So I'm trying to take this approach like this. Run. Run. Run to the hills. So there's a few things that I'm doing in there. I have narrowed these down to 7 key things that I'm doing, that I always make sure that I'm doing these 7 key things when I'm singing. When I'm doing all of those right, everything just works. It's just, your voice will be consistent if you do these 7 things. And then comment down below 7 things if you want me to get into that a little bit more and share that on a future video. But let's listen to the next part. Run for your lives! That sounds really powerful, doesn't it? It sounds like he's really pushing through that. But if we take it from a head voice, run for run for your lives. So I'm implementing those 7 things, and that's me growing that voice. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but these are things that you have to stick with it. And anybody that tells you you can't do it, they just don't know how to do it. There's just coordination that they're not doing. It's very simple. There's like I said, there's only 7 things that need to be done to ensure you can grow that voice. Run for your lives! You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. But you'll have to take those 10 steps back and listen to that resonance. Run for your life! And I've gotten into everything that I'm doing, actually, I've gotten into on my channel. If we take that, okay, so the top note. If you try to brighten up the sound as much as you can, don't be breathy with it, because a lot of people will just go, I'm just pushing out too much breath. As you do that, try to spread your wings. I've talked about this on the channel before. Spread your sing wings, spread your ribs wide out to the side, and then try it. Now, I do need support to launch that kind of the power into it, but it's not support. I'm not bearing down. I'm not clenching up my stomach. There's more of an upward momentum, kind of almost like a, like kind of, like if you're puking, that kind of, it's kind of coming upward, right? This is we want the sound to come out this way. We don't want this, poop muscles like pushing out like that's coming out the wrong end. Like it's just there's too much pressure. This is too much. This is when you're thinking about singing with power and you're pushing, that tends to put strain up in your throat. So that's why we take it from this light perspective. So try to sing it like this with me. For your lives. Listen for that brightness. For your life. And it helps even to yawn through the for your lives. So what does the yawn do? It does a few things, right? For your lives. One of the main thing it does is it helps with this opening. For your life. Which is the opposite of when you're pushing for your life. For your. See, I can still hit the note doing that. I can sing that pushing, and I've done a video on this before, on this song, saying you can hit E5 in chest voice, but I was pulling chest. I was pushing all this strength. For your life! And see, doing that, I can feel all this strain. It's so much effort to do that. But if I start from this place, for your lives! For your lives! Kind of just thinking upward, and it's just so much easier to sing like that. And I know that a lot of people are going to go, this is BS. It's not going to work for me because I've heard people say that it doesn't feel right. It's not going to sound right at first. You're going to be going, for your life. For a long time, you're going to be there. Oh, I have my ribs wide. And I'm singing like, for your life. It's going to sound like operatic and stuff. And you're going to be going, this doesn't sound right. Jim's full of crap, blah, blah, blah. Only those who stick with it long enough will understand that you can transfer that for your life to for your life. You can get there. It just takes a little work. And it takes that trust of having to take a few steps back to take a big running leap forward. Just trust the process. You can do it. If you need help, there's links down below to work with me. Love to hear you guys' comment. Thanks for watching Rock Your Best Vocals, where your best keeps getting better. See you on the next one.